Again, it's a millennial thing. I'm not that old, but I didn't get to do this when I was younger. You get to say all the things that you need to say. People get to hear it all over. All you got to do is tune in. Isn't that cool? I think it's so
Very
cool. All right, guys, thank you so much for attending. I appreciate everyone who's coming. And John, I just want to thank you so much for coming and speaking to everyone in the attendance. I appreciate your time. The first thing I'm going to do is talk about SCORE. I am here on behalf of SCORE. I am the vice chair of SCORE, and I so enjoy giving back to my community in so many ways. And SCORE is a very, very valuable way to do that. It's been around since about 1965. 50 years SCORE has been around, and it is located down in Youngstown State University in the Small Business Association department. You can go down there, or you can call, or you can go to score.org so that if you need mentoring, if you have some small business that you maybe thought of and you're like, I just don't know where to go, you can always contact SCORE. We want to help you for the life of your business. I like to think of SCORE as the part of your business that you didn't know you needed. So we help with business plans and guidance, and even if you're an existing business also. We're just working on keeping a diverse and a dynamic way to bring up our community. Also, I would like to invite anyone, any person that feels that they want to give back to their community and they have a valuable, say you're a good communicator, or you know how to write a business plan, you've done it before, and you want to help another person who maybe is struggling with that. We love to accept volunteers, people who want to reach out to the community and find a way to give back. One thing that SCORE offers in return of giving back is you get to attend seminars that normally you may have to pay for. There's free webinars. You have access to that, and on top of the networking opportunities, they're priceless. So I thank you guys so much again, and without further ado, I'm going to speak to John here. Again, John, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Rayshone. I'm grateful for this opportunity to get interviewed today with you. Thank you.
You're always grateful. I just love it. I just love it. Gratitude is a big, big thing. John is the creator of Achieve Your Dreams, and I get goosebumps when I say that name. Because Achieve Your Dreams, how many people think about that on a regular basis? And John is giving the rubric to do that through his learnings and his teachings under Bob Proctor, who is his mentor. So let's get started. John, tell me about Achieve Your Dreams. Why did you start Achieve Your Dreams?
Well, I'd been working in the same industry for over 37 years, and I decided it was a time to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
The company had changed a lot. It had been sold, and I picked up a book almost 3 years ago called The Art of Living by Bob Proctor.
Okay.
And I read it, and I said, I'm going to meet this guy one day. And then things just started happening. And a couple things happened, and before I knew it, I ended up walking out of my job about a year ago after 37 and a half years.
Wow.
And I got out there and I started, getting people enrolled and getting people to live their dreams. Mm-hmm. And I love doing it. I love teaching it. It's in me. It's part of me, yes.
Okay, so, we're going to get to you meeting. I want to jump ahead. I want to know, what was it like meeting Bob? But let's talk about Achieve Your Dreams first. Tell me what you do in Achieve Your Dreams and how someone can, how can they receive help? What does your program do for them?
I have a couple different programs. The main program, called Thinking into Results, is about a half year long. Mm-hmm. So I work with the person once a week or more, whatever they need. Mm-hmm. And I guide them. They watch Bob Proctor twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. Mm-hmm. They have worksheets that they work through. Mm-hmm. We discuss those worksheets. We'll watch the video together. Okay. And I will facilitate it by going through and adding more value to the program.
Wow. So tell me about some experiences, because this is your life already is proof of the law of attraction working. You said you read a book. You said you were going to meet Bob. And then you met Bob.
I met Bob, yes.
Wow,
yes.
Wow.
I have pictures taken with Bob, as you had
right,
out.
Right.
I've been to Bob's house. I went to an event where he takes you to the house. You get to see a studio in the back of his house where he does all his YouTube videos. Right. And it's just great. It's just a great atmosphere. He's very down to earth. You would never know how successful he was if you saw him on the street.
Now that's the type of people that we need to have around us, that like-mindedness, that positivity. Can you imagine how priceless it is to meet someone who has the world, has so much, and they just act like, hey, what's up, how you doing? And you're like, you're a millionaire. I just shook a millionaire's hand. So you've shaken a millionaire's hand.
Yeah.
Here, let's try it again. You know you got to speak it into existence. So how was it meeting Bob?
When I went to an event, the first event I went to was a 6-day event. It was called The Matrix. Very intense. And I signed up to be a consultant. And I get up to my room, and all of a sudden I felt funny, and my stomach was bothering me. I helped what he calls the terror barrier, which we teach you how to break through the terror barrier.
Right.
So I knew what I was doing to myself, but I didn't know how to stop it.
Right.
Now I know how to stop it when it happens to me. I know how to calm down and relax and move forward.
Okay.
But it was just amazing. Bob gives so much energy inside the room, you would not believe. The vibrations are just up there so high. You're with all people that want to succeed. That, some are consultants, some are starting their own businesses. I had a friend over in Belgium, and he started the $1 Million Club, and it's on the internet. I have a client right now in China, and he's looking to buy dry needles to bring them back over here to the U.S. Be the second distributor in the world. in the United States for those.
Wow.
So yeah.
You know what? But when you're giving something like that, that positivity that you give. You are talking about the energy that is projected, but I feel that energy sitting right here. Like you project that energy towards me. That is what life is about. We need to really work on positivity and bringing the things that are like the word fear. How would you handle something fearful that you're scared of? Because you have a different perspective. Your mind has been changed and reworked in a way that most of the time you live in a life of that's kind of fearless. Could I say that?
Yes, you could. If I fear something, I know that's part of the law of polarity.
Okay.
And there's an opposite to everything. So you have faith and you have fear. Which side do you want to be on?
Uh-oh.
So
that's a good question.
You want to make that switch. And if you do fear something, what are you fearing? So you want to have faith in yourself when you make a decision to move forward. Right. And Bob will say, not that you're not going to have a little bit of fear when you go after your dreams, but that's part of it. That's part of going after those big goals. Bob wants you to stretch. He doesn't want you to be settled for little things. He wants you to go for the big things, and he teaches you how to do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure your Achieve Your Dream program, you seem to know a lot about what Bob does, and you really, really have transitioned that into your program because you have different levels. You've partitioned it so that it is individualized to the person that you're working with. And I respect that so much. That's what I love most. Like you said, I have a 6-month series. Tell us more about how many series you offer.
Well, there's probably about 7 or 8 different programs that we offer. One of the programs is coming up in the beginning of October, and I've been promoting for the last couple of weeks at different events, my BNI group, and also the chamber events I go to, our power lunches, and that is called the Paradigm Shift. It's a 2.5 day. You get it live streamed out of California, and if anybody's interested, they can contact me. And it's only $147.
Okay.
You get a printout. You get 14 days replay of Bob Proctor.
Wow.
Very, very powerful stuff. It's a great introduction to Bob Proctor.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So for those out there, do you guys know who Bob Proctor is? Yes? Okay, great. I just want to make sure that everybody knows who Bob Proctor is. Okay, we're going to take a small break because something's happening here. Oh, never mind. It just reconnected. It fixed itself. Okay. So let's get back on track here. So what are your thoughts on the law of attraction and how it has worked for you?
Well, Bob was in the movie The Secret, as everybody knows, and that was about the law of attraction. But one thing people don't know, and Bob teaches us this right away, the law of attraction is a secondary law. The law of vibration is the primary law.
Okay.
And where we vibrate is in our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is 90 to 95% of all of our results. So our subconscious mind cannot reject. It can only accept.
Okay.
So we want to watch what we push down in that subconscious mind.
Yes.
That's why you don't want to have that worry, doubt, and fear. You want to have faith and understanding and knowledge. So you want to watch what you're pushing down. But you can create. You can create whatever you want in your conscious mind. So some of the things that we've created, getting to the moon.
Right, right.
When John F. Kennedy asked, how can we get to the moon? They didn't talk about money. They didn't talk about scientists. They told him, they said, in 5 words, the will to do it. And the will is one of our faculties located in our conscious mind. It's just the will to stay focused and go after it.
Right, right. So how would you when it's time to be focused. I mean, I'm a small business owner, and I go through my days, and then there's just some times where it's just like, you know what? I don't know. Do you think that everybody can uplift themselves and really accept this and learn about the vibration? Is that for everyone, or is it just for some people?
It can be for everyone, but they got to change their thoughts, because thoughts are things. And if they don't change those thoughts, the results won't change.
Right.
You have to be willing and able to do it.
Yeah.
And once you are, anything can happen. You can write affirmations out, you can write your goals out. There's all kinds of things you can do to get that momentum going.
Right.
You want to get that vibration going as soon as you get up in the morning.
Okay.
You want to start your day off on the right foot.
So I know a little bit about Bob, and there's some vision and trajectory. Do you do vision boards? Have you done a vision board?
It's funny you said that. I just completed a vision board recently. My daughter had done one maybe a couple months ago, and she sent it to me, pictures of it. And I always wanted to do one. I went out and I bought some cardboard board. And so I had my daughter come over, and she helped me print some different things out I wanted to print out, and I wrote some things on there.
Okay.
And I have it up in a room. It's up against a wall, and I go in there in the mornings and I look at it.
Right.
And I do some reading. I read my goals in front of the mirror in the mornings. I read the self-confidence formula from Think and Grow Rich in the morning. So I do have things that I want to do. Some that I might be able to achieve pretty quick, and some that might take me a little bit.
Right.
I have some very big goals that I want to achieve, yes.
And see, that's wonderful. I think the value is in having those goals. You know, sometimes we prepare ourselves, we're like, we want to do this, but it's something that we really see down the road, like we can get it, we're saving for it now. But when you put things on that list that you don't know how in the world you're going to get there, that is where you begin to bring in the universe into your life, and you start focusing on those vibrations. It's great. So let's see.
You talked about bringing that in. You bring that in. The law of attraction, which is the law of vibrations in the subconscious mind. So you're going to start attracting to you as you're going for your goals. Things will be coming to you that you don't know are coming to help you achieve those goals, because you're getting on the right vibrations. That's where the law of attraction comes in. You got the whole universe to work with.
Right.
God created it all.
Right.
He created it all. It's all out there for you. He wants you to succeed.
Absolutely. What about the people who say, it's not enough? Everybody has all of the money, and there's billionaires already, and I really can't. I don't think I could ever get to that level of making that much money, because there's already enough people. It's saturated.
Well, we'll say it's unlimited. It's unlimited potential what we have out there. There's unlimited amount of money. They'll print more. That's what Bob said.
Yes.
Look at all the trees. There's plenty out there.
Yes.
There's plenty of mansions that can be built.
Absolutely.
And as we raise society up, everybody gets a little bit better and better and better. I mean, look back. We didn't have cell phones a couple years ago.
No, we didn't. Isn't that crazy?
Right? That was created.
Yes, it was. And it started with a thought.
Yes.
People think that in order for things to get made, you have to think about it first. It's not like they make it and then they think about it. They actually think about it first.
Yes, they get that image inside their conscious mind first, and then they're going to push it to their subconscious mind, and they're going to go after that dream. They're going to go after that invention. Yes. How did the Wright brothers get up there?
Right.
They weren't even being paid to get that flight up there. It took them 500 times to get the flight up there. The first time they got up there was only 12 to 15 seconds.
But they knew they could do it.
Yeah. And everybody else that was trying to fly that plane stopped, and they kept moving forward.
Yes.
They didn't give up.
So let's speak. I like that you talked about they kept moving forward. So let's speak to persistence, being persistent. What would you tell someone about when they're like you said, I'm ready to give up. I'm just ready to give up. It just seems it's so hard. How do you persist through that?
I would ask them, what are you doing? Do you have your goals written out? Or have you written any affirmations? I might get with them and help them write an affirmation out. Right. I mean, I've seen people manifest stuff quick. I had lunch with a man once. A couple days later, we saw me a week later, but he said 2 days later he manifested $5,000.
Wonderful.
I sat down, had lunch with him, told him what I did, the type of teachings I do, and he was thrilled.
That is wonderful. I mean, me sitting here with you today, you've already given me so much. I learned that it really, really speaks to vibrations. And I know that the law of attraction is important, but vibrations in that are the energy that comes along with that is just so great. We are energy. We are energy. So the fact that there's an idea of we can actually do something with it.
Yes.
Because life doesn't, I mean, I've been taught my whole life that, you can't have everything and, all of the cliches. So one of my questions is, how do you navigate around that? The naysayers, the people who just don't believe, well, that's crap. That doesn't work that way. That's not the truth. You can't really do that. So if I say I want $1 million, it's just gonna pop up, huh? I mean,
Well,
really.
I have to say this. In our conscious mind, and we teach this, you have the ability to accept or reject. You reject them. You move away from those negative people, and you run with the positive people. I mean, you would not believe the people I meet each week that opened doors for me.
Wow.
I met somebody on a walk. I had met some people on a walk, and I met them again today, and we started talking. And they told me they had a business, and I'm probably hopefully get the opportunity to go visit that small business they're starting up in Cleveland, and I'll be so grateful to do that and help them. And they live right around the corner from me, so it's just funny how the things you attract the things that you really want. But I would reject the negative people. You want to get away from them, and if they're negative, Bob says you slowly move away and you change your friends, and your surroundings are going to change.
Yeah,
you're going to go to a different level in life.
Absolutely. Yes. Friends, that's a quirky word, because we so loosely use the word now. Everybody's our friend. Oh, that's my friend. It's like love. It's the definition and the idea of it is just so loosely held. People use it in everything. I love spaghetti. I love everything. People love everything. So how do you deal with the idea, I lost my train of thought. Goodness grief.
It's okay.
We were talking about, can you refresh me?
You're talking about love. Love is a higher vibration.
Oh, okay.
So you want to have that. You even brought up energy. I want to talk about energy a little bit if you don't mind.
Okay.
Everything vibrates. Everything in the universe vibrates. Everything's vibrating in this room.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're vibrating. We're all vibrating, and we don't get energy. We release energy. So when you get excited about something great happens, or your thoughts change, your energy level changes. When I talk about this material, I get excited.
I just said that, didn't I? I said because I'm talking to you.
You're raising your vibrations, and you're throwing energy off. They can actually film it. You change colors. It's radiating out. So if you ever walked in a restaurant and you feel, oh, there's something wrong here.
Right.
You might, like Bob will say, you might want to turn around and walk out. I did that recently. I'll give you a little story. They kept going by us, and they know me in this restaurant. And all of a sudden, they weren't waiting on us, but I had brought these peppers for one of the waiters. And I said, I'm going to make sure he gets these peppers here before I walk out. We left. We went somewhere else to eat. And I ran into somebody that I really wanted to run into.
Wow.
So isn't that funny how things happen for a reason sometimes? Yes.
That worked right in your favor.
Yes, it did.
That's amazing. For the people who are not practicing the law of attraction on a regular basis, I just think that if it's something that's so positive, what is the harm in it? Why are people so fearful of really believing in something that they can't see yet? Or desiring something that they really don't believe that they can achieve? How do they conquer that, fear, that 4-letter word that so many people, that holds tons of people back? How would you or how would Bob instruct us to handle fear?
He would tell you go with the law of polarity, and you got to have faith. You want to have faith in what you're doing. And I also had seen Zig Ziglar speak a couple times in my life when I was a lot younger, and I remember him teaching us about fear. It's the false evidence appearing real. It's what we're creating. You can't see fear, and you can't see faith, but we create both of them in our minds. So you want to create what you want. And when we talked about vibrations, us as human beings, is the only thing in the universe that can change its vibrations and draw to us what we want. If you take an acorn and plant it in the ground, it can only draw to it what it's vibrating on. It's only going to turn into an oak tree. We can turn into whatever we want. We can create. We can create whatever we want.
It's about believing that, truly, truly believing that. And in my home, this is something so non-traditional for my family. They believe that I say I'm an entrepreneur, they're like, okay, or I own a business. They're like, oh, well, what does it do? It's just this big negatively shunned upon when you're working towards this ultimate dream. So I just love the fact that I can sit next to you and actually feel like I'm not dreaming too big. I'm not thinking of something that's unattainable. It's just not here yet. And that my energy will draw it to me. And that is, if everyone could really get that in their mind, that the energy that you put out, it comes right back to you, that we would be a more successful community, a more successful world, a more wealthy, like the wealth, that word wealth, and how it circumferences more than just finances, our health, our love life. We want all of those things. And I think Bob speaks to wealthy life.
Bob always tells us we want to create wealth, health, and happiness. And that's what my program, Thinking the Results, does create. Mm-hmm. You create what you want through that program, yes.
Wonderful.
It's amazing.
It really is. It really, really is. You learn different things, but the fact that you've had such a close connection, like you practice under him. So he's taught you so much that you have yet to, give out to the world. And for people, I just encourage anyone who wants that guidance and anyone who is looking for that wealthy life. Looking for wealth sometimes can be a trial because it's something that we've not done ourselves. But when you meet someone who has that same aspiration, and that's where when I got mixed up, that's where I was at. It was about the people in our lives that we need to kind of exercise out, because that negativity, if we're all energy, you're feeding yourself negative energy, and you want to feed positive energy.
Right now in this room, we are all communicating with our subconscious minds, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And your subconscious mind works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never stops working. So when you're sleeping, it's going out to get things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the thing we talk about the vibrations, well, you have to take action.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to take action. So you want to take daily action. You want to write down what tasks can I do to get me towards my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And you're never a failure until you give up.
Oh, that's the truth.
And the most successful, look at Thomas Edison, right?
Mm-hmm.
10,000 times?
Wow. I don't know if I would last that long.
I mean, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been so many people that just kept going with persistence. You talked about persistence.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be persistent. You can't give up.
Mm-hmm. And I guess with persistence, there's a level of patience that you have to have. Everything nowadays is now. You get a text message, you can know now. If you just now, right now, ding, ding, it just goes off. Everything you need, click of a button. If I didn't know your name, I could just be like, oh, okay. The guy who teaches the law of attraction, Bob Proctor, would come up, So I would learn those different things. How do we exemplify a level of patience and really just believing in ourselves that this is really the direction I want to go without seeing the path?
If you want to talk about patience, there's a book written, I don't know if it was 1800s, early 1900s, by a man by the name of James Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chapter called Serenity.
Okay.
You want to read that. Maybe read it every day, or maybe write it out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not write it out with the hand that you normally write it out with. Write it out with your opposite hand.
Mm. That's interesting. So
because writing creates thinking.
Okay.
That's why they tell you to write your goals out. I know we have some consultants that might write their goals out 100 times a day.
Wow.
And we try to get our goals very precise. And we always start them off with, in the present tense, I am so happy and grateful now that. Mm. And then you write out, what do you want?
I am.
I am.
Those are very powerful words.
Those are very powerful words. Yes.
I am. I am.
And a lot of times you can push stuff down your subconscious mind just by training yourself and say, I am wealthy. I am happy. I am healthy. Mm-hmm. So you can push these down to your subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. There's times where I'll be working on and I'll be repeating these things over and over and over again. I want to push them down. Mm-hmm. It's through repetition that we change. Mm-hmm. You're just not going to read a book once. Because when you read a book a second time, you're a different person. Mm-hmm. She talked about persistence. I read Persistence from Think and Grow Rich probably 400 times, that chapter.
Okay.
I've changed a little bit. I've changed up my teachings in the mornings, but that was one of the things that I was reading, so I would keep focus and I would keep moving forward on what I want.
Right. That forward projection. Does anybody else struggle with forward projection, or does anybody else know the value in the words I am? They really, really are powerful. Like, I do what you speak. I am really attempting to ask questions that people sometimes because they get these things in their hearts and they have the heaviness and they don't understand where to go, and they get sad about things that they cannot change. And I just really employ anyone to reach out to John if you really are searching for a wealthy life. And I mean wealth, not just money. I mean wealth in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind, in your health, in all things in your life. You should really reach out to him and try one of his programs because they work. They really, really work. Especially knowing that he's coming from the path of Bob Proctor, he has proven that it works over and over and over again. You are living proof right here that it works. You said you were at a job for 37 years. You up and left that job after talking with Bob. How powerful is that within its movement? That is a very, very powerful thing, to meet somebody that can inspire you so much that you want to change your life. That's priceless. I think John's this person, because you definitely, the book you gave me, it's not about the money.
It's not about the money. I remember that book I gave you that day, yes.
Yeah.
On the way here, I was thinking, what book did I give her?
It's not about the money. And I don't forget it because you speak about reading several times. I'm on my third.
Are you?
Yes. I'm on my third time through it. And it's not about the money. It just again, really just goes back, recircles around the idea of the law of attraction and the vibrations, and how if you're really working towards something and it's just for the money, it's not enough power in money, because money only buys things. Money doesn't really give you the happiness. If you set $10 million in front of me and you couldn't buy nothing with it, I'm telling you, it would not make me happy. I would want to spend it, but it would. If I can't spend it, what's the value in it? We just really decide that the things that are really valuable are no longer. It's the money, and it's really not about the money. So if someone wants to contact you and they want to participate in your program, how do they do that? How do they reach out to you?
They can call me at 330-402-2716, or they could text me.
Will you be smiling and being nice just like this?
Absolutely.
So your wife's in the audience today. Does he wake up this way?
Pretty much every day.
That is so wonderful.
I do get up very early. I'm probably between 4 to 5 every morning. I think today was 4. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, tell us about your daily routine at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I put the coffee on pretty early. But no, I'll start my studies, and I'll write my goal out. I'll write what I want my life to be like, and I'll write it out with my left hand first, and then I'll write it out with my right hand.
So you're
It's
ambidextrous.
about 4 lines. Yeah, it's about 4 lines long, and I will read the self-confidence formula from Think and Grow Rich in the mirror, and I also will read my a couple of my goals in the mirror. A lot of times I go look at my vision board. And right now we just got through a program that Bob Proctor redid by Earl Nightingale called Lead the Field. Bob redid it, so all the consultants went right back through. It's my second time through the program. It takes 120 days. We just finished it today. But going through a second time, you're a different person. You know, you look at a child. How do they learn their name? Through repetition.
Absolutely.
And we change as we become better, and our awareness level changes. That's why it's so important to go over things over and over again. And so then I start my day off, and I might go for a walk. It depends when my first meeting is, or what I have going on. I may send some emails out, or what events I have, or I'll look and see what do I have going, and then I'll go from there. And
Okay. All right. So we've done the Achieve Your Dreams, and I want everybody to really just full circle, go back. We're going to come back to that because Achieve Your Dreams is such a powerful thing. His mentor, Bob Proctor, is someone who has, just surmounted the key of the law of attraction and the energy of vibration, and polarity is what you call it.
The law of polarity we have, because we have the opposite. Everything has an opposite. Remember, there's an inside this room, there has to be an outside this room. There's an up, there's a down. There's always a law of polarity. Everything in the universe was created by the big man, God. And everything runs by law. And Bob will tell you that. That's how you get things, is by law. So what you send out to the universe, you get back. So if you're negative, you're getting negative results.
That's the truth.
And you never solve a problem by being negative.
No.
You want to be positive. And when you get 2 minds together, you actually have 3 minds. You create a third mind when you're masterminding.
I'm sorry. I knew that bug was going to get me. I told you I was going to do that. Where'd it go? I heard it land. Oh, goodness. You see, that's in the video. Dagnabbit. You see what happened? That's why I don't like doing these lives.
I tried to warn you.
You did? I didn't see you. I was in.
No, earlier.
I heard the conversation. You see this? It's just a stink bug.
Did
But
you shut it off? Or
no, it's still on. They're going to have to watch that. I'm sorry, guys. That's okay. I'm scared of bugs. Okay. Is anybody else scared of bugs? Right. Yes, I was thinking about the bug, and then it came over here.
Yeah.
I'm scared of them too.
Right. So we've talked about the Achieve Your Dreams. Let's talk about what you do for fun in your downtown.
What I do for fun? I go walking with my wife a lot. We like to walk, and
Wonderful.
I go to the gym. I work out at the gym, but I'm listening to Bob too when I'm at the gym.
Yeah, right.
So if
right.
I'm out for a walk by myself, I'm listening to Bob. But also, I do take care of my mom. She's 85 years old. We go out to dinner once a week, and I've been taking care of her. So I always check on her 2-3 times a day. I do stuff with my kids. I have twins. One's at Kent State.
Really?
One's at Kent State University, and one's at YSU. And I'm very proud of them.
Are they fraternal or paternal? Are they identical or?
No, they're fraternal.
Okay.
They can't be when there's boy and girl.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
absolutely. I didn't know it was a
You
boy
almost
and
threw
girl.
me there for a minute. I haven't asked that question in a long time, so I had to think. But,
Well, it must have been a good question then.
so they're both doing very well. I was hoping my son would come tonight, but he had a couple tests he had to do on the internet, and he said he had to write a paper. So.
Oh goodness, I know that college life. Ooh,
And,
boy, I don't miss that one.
I've told them what their goal is.
Okay.
Their goal is to get that degree.
Yeah.
So each day, you know what your goal is. Each day, you got to do what you need to do.
To
Stay
get it.
focused to get that degree. Yes.
Patience and persistence. Yes. Well, I really, really enjoyed. Is there anything, some last words that you would like to give to everyone? Just, giving some positive encouragement and encouraging people to believe in who they are and not who they are today, but who they want to be in the future. And that's still who you are. Your future self is yourself. You just got to grow. I always say, I'm a small business in a big business suit. I'll grow into it.
Let me give you a little history when we're born.
Okay.
So we're born. We have mom's DNA 50% and dad's DNA. Okay. We have no all we have is a subconscious mind. We have no conscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 2 to 3 years, everything that's being taken in is going right to our subconscious mind. So we're actually pre-programmed. So this is where you have to make those changes. You have to change that paradigm and those habits.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a child, you're watching everything that's thrown out at you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. And our parents raised us to the best ability as they could.
Right.
But we want to make those changes. We want to make those positive changes.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things you want to really change.
Mm-hmm.
And you change a couple of those at a time. And that's how my program starts off. We start with setting that big goal, and then we start changing that paradigm. Because that's really where it's at.
It is.
And that's where you're going to really make that quantum leap.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to go up these little steps all the time.
Right.
You want to go up and then jump. as
Yeah,
Bob will say.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get there. Everybody want to jump? I want to jump. I'm ready to
Yeah.
jump. I'm ready to
So our
jump.
self-image is made at a very young age, and we don't have control over that.
Right,
But we can
right.
change that. And Bob says you're never done improving your self-image.
You're never done. So, if there is anyone out there who feels like they're never done changing their self-image and they're ready to help their thoughts become things, and not the things they don't want, but the things that they do, and learn about the vibration.